It is Thursday, December 26th here at the West End Gun Club. It's 6:45. The sun is starting to rise up behind me. It's a beautiful morning. I'm out here today to do a run through of the January 2025 NRL22 Course of Fire, which will be the first match of the 2025 calendar year. Came out here early this morning. I was here like before 5:30 just to get stuff set up because I figure today will probably be a busy day at the range. I figure people will be coming out here either because they have the day off from work, or two, they're just bringing out whatever new things they got for Christmas, which is lots of people get stuff for Christmas, so they're going to bring it out and they want to try it out. So anyway, I've already set up a couple stages, trying to do it in the dark, and then forgot my Sig Kilo 8K, which is what I usually use to range targets. Used my Vector X's to the range targets this morning, and we'll go ahead and warm up my gun because I did clean my Voodoo 360. So it's cleaned pretty much the bare steel, so I'm gonna have to run about 20 rounds to it just to warm it up and foul it up. But let's go ahead and get that done and we'll start the run through. The first stage of the January 2025 NRL22 Course of Fire we're going to run through is called Start New Year's Right with Precision. We have two banks of targets. At 60 yards, we have the full KYL rack. That's a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch at 60 yards. And then we have a 2.5 inch on a single hanger at 100 yards. It's a prone stage. Got a mat here. 10 round stage. You're going to start standing, rifle to high ready, all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, engage the KYL target and then the FAR target with one shot each from the prone position. Continue this engagement with targets 1 and 2, where KYL is 1 and the FAR target is 2, down to the next smallest KYL target after each FAR target engagement. So you're going to do 1 inch KYL, FAR, 3/4 inch KYL, FAR, 1/2 inch KYL, FAR, 1/4 inch KYL, FAR, and then the last two target engagements will be 1/4 inch FAR target. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then repeat the 1/4 inch, 9, 10. It's just hit or miss, move on. So it's pretty straightforward stage. It's going to be a lot about accuracy here because 1/4 inch at 60 yards is going to be relatively small. So hopefully you got your wind call good. But let's go ahead and try this one out. I didn't dial. So I'm not going to just parallax. You can see my camera. I should probably not dial my scope so close, but oh, I missed to the right. I'll hold the hair to the left. I barely nicked it. Oh, I didn't miss. I should have held straight away. Okay. There's nothing in particularly special about this stage. It's pretty straightforward. It's easy prone. However, the KWL, the 1/4 inch KWL, can be difficult to hit. So I think I missed. I was hitting to the right of it from my zero, just about maybe 1/10 of a mil right. So I could have held over a little bit, maybe even 2/10. However, I think the key thing to pay attention to is when you're shooting the 1 inch and the 1/2 inch, are you making solid hits on those? Try to cut. You're gonna have to keep an eye on it, see where you're hitting, so you can make an adjustment as necessary based on whatever your rifle's doing in the conditions it's in. So that's my only advice there. Other than that, I totally forgot to dial my turrets beforehand. This morning I need 3.3 or 3/10 for 60, and it says 1.9 because I'm shooting a little slower with this clean barrel, about like a 10 feet per second slower. I'm sure it'll pick up, but I need 1.9. So all I did was held 1.6 roughly, 1.6, 1.7. And it's a big plate. I mean, it's a 2.5 inch, so it's pretty big at 100 yards. So it's not, I mean, it's not easy, not hard to hit. And I didn't dial parallax. You saw it was really blurry in my trigger cam on the 100. I didn't bother to adjust for parallax there. I just shot it straight away. But I still may hit. So that's my only advice, is just dials for 60, hold over for 100, whatever your dope is. Mine today was 1.6 over 60. So that was it. Anyway, let's move on to the next stage. Next stage we'll run through looks pretty interesting. It's called ball drop. It's a 12-round stage with 4 targets total. We have 2 1-inch targets at 40 yards on separate double hangers. So 1 and 2. Then we have 2 3-inch targets on single hangers at 100 yards, 3 and 4. So if you're looking down range, it's going to be in 4 corners. Target on the 40 on the left, 1 inch at 40 on the left is 1. The 1 inch 40 on the right is 2. Then the 100 yard, the 3 inch on the left is number 3, and the at 100 yards 3 inch on the right is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to start standing, rifle the high ready, all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, you'll build a position on the designated prop and engage the targets with 1 shot each in the following order and manner. The left side of the tire, targets 1, 2, 3, and 4. The right side of the tire, targets 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then the 5-gallon bucket, which is in the center of this tire, that's laying on its side, 1, 4, 3, 2. So if you want to look at it this way, just you're going to go near to far, left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then switch to the right side of the tire, far to near, right to left, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then when you go to the bucket, you're pretty much going to shoot an X pattern, 1, 4, 3, 2. It's like crossing, going forward and coming back. It's memorization stage kind of, but we'll see how this one goes. Left tire. Okay. Parallax, good. Ooh, little bounce there. Do mag change now. Right side of tire, let's back up just a little bit here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Three, two, 1. One. Four. Three. This one's a little taller than I. 10 seconds left. Okay. Before I shot this stage, I knew I was going to shoot my rail attached game changer. This is just a heavy fill mini or pint sized. And I knew I was going to need a bag of some sort for the rear. And so I went with the mega bag. The tire that we have here is just like a 35-inch like off-road tires. It's a BF Goodrich the all-terrains KO2s, which are pretty. I think they got a 3-ply sidewall, so it's pretty stout as far as they're sturdy. And I don't think there's too much issue as far as wobble. This is kind of, it's almost a glorified bench at this point. So at our range, we're using this one. It's going to be pretty easy to shoot off of. It's just deciding how you want to bag up here. In retrospect, it might have been better to put my bag forward because I like to keep my bag close to the magwell for balance specifically. And I know a lot of people say, hey, move that bag forward. That's true. And I think for this stage, I probably could have, considering I was using this rear bag for support. And I think it would have been better off. I would have been a little bit more stable, maybe. But I feel like I can still control the gun a lot better when it's balanced like this. I can control it, manipulate it, and kind of adjust it and let it settle, and it's fine. I think the biggest problem here is the 40-yard targets are on the ground, and the 100-yard targets are way up. They are at an angle, like 5-degree angle. So when you're doing this movement, you're going to go 1, 2, then you got to come back up. So you got to have a lot of play as far as your gun, because you're moving your gun's angle a lot at our range at the West End Gun Club. So you got to account for that. So you're going to go ground level and then ground level up and up. And then when you switch, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to go up, up, then ground level. And then the worst, this is where you're going to slow down a little bit, is just ground level, up, then back to ground level, crossing. My only other advice here is, I don't know, I didn't dial. I held over and I didn't just parallax. In retrospect, at least for the first two, at that first transition, you can probably dial it because you're going to shoot 40-40, then dial for 100, because you're going to shoot the 100 4 times in a row. Because when you switch position, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to switch positions, go 4, 3. And then so you're going to shoot that, and then you come back down, and maybe you can dial back. That might be a strategy. I didn't need to. 3-inch targets, they're pretty big, so I didn't bother to adjust. And then 1, 2. Then when you're going to do that third run, that third position is 1, 4, 3, 2, and maybe you just don't dial there. I think I like to keep things simple. Just don't dial for anything. Like I said before, it's a pretty big target at 100 yards, so you don't really need to dial for parallax or elevation, and you should be fine. I actually dialed -1/10, so I'm holding, because 40 yards, it's going to shoot lower. So I dialed -10 and held 2 mils up for today's conditions in this gun for 100. Although I'm pretty sure it's going to start heating up a little bit because the barrel's starting to get dirty. Any other advice I'd give you here? Nothing really. I did my mag change immediately, like on this first run. It might be better to do your mag change here, because you're a little bit higher off the tire and you got more room. I just like to get my mag change out of the way, because what I often see is people get lost in the sauce and they're like, shoot, and they totally forgot. So I like to keep that mag change in my head and like to take care of it as soon as it is convenient. And so that's why I decided to do it before my first transition to a position. So I know, take your pick. It's all personal preference, but I see it often where people just get lost in that whole mindset. Oh, I got to shoot. And then come 11th round, I'm thinking, I'm calling the line and watching them. Did they even reload? And they didn't, and click, But then all you people outside of California who have those nice 12 and 15 round mags, you guys don't have to worry about it. Anyway, that's it for this stage. Let's move on to the next one. Next stage we're running is called New Buffalo Madness. It's a 10-round stage. We have a single target. It's a 2.5 on double hanger at 88 yards. This is a pyramid stage. It's also our bonus time stage. So if you finish extra time on the clock, you get bonus points. There is a restriction on this stage. 1 bag only. A flat plate mounted bag is considered a bag. You can start standing, rifle the high ready, all gear in hand, mag in action, open. On start signal, engage the target with 2 shots from 5 different positions, starting with the left highest positions you can reach. After every second shot, you must alternate to the opposite side, working your way down positions 3, 4, and 5. Positions are only the outside left and right 2x4 sections only. So it's a 5-position stage, and they did mark it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not using all 10. They're just marking which ones are the valid positions. So just pick 5, but you must alternate to the opposite side. However, I think if you are short and you can't shoot from this top rung, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you still have a 5th position. So it doesn't say you can't repeat a position, but it says you have to work your way down. And so in theory, you're going to use all 5 rungs. It doesn't have anything in here about people who can't shoot the top rung. So we're going to have to figure that out. I was reading this at home yesterday, and I was thinking, how are we going to adjust for this for people of shorter stature? I'm going to say that we'll probably just make you alternate, but you'll have to go to another rung that you weren't before. So if you had to start from this one and not the top one, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll make you cross, but you'll have to come up to a different rung. So that's probably what we'll do in that case. But for just normally, you're just going to go top rung, 2nd rung, 3rd, 4, and 5, but you're going to keep crisscrossing. So doesn't say you have to start on the left or right side. Oh, it does say you start with the left highest position you can reach. Oh, so it does say 2nd highest, the first left highest position you can reach, but it doesn't say anything about what you do if you have to shoot from something below. So I don't know. We'll figure that out, but I think we'll just make you work your way back up. All right, let's try this one out. Crossing. 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 Oops, and my scope cap went under that. .22. This is a pretty straightforward stage, 5 positions, 2 shots each. I did confuse myself though. I have these markings left over from a previous course of fire, so I'm gonna take these off. They had numbers on them. But anyway, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I almost lost count because I was thinking I was here and I need to cross here, but just got to remember where you're crossing to. Yank these off on here. But in any case, the only little mishap I had was my scope cap cover got caught here. I honestly probably need to take my scope covers off. I don't know about you guys, but I'm honestly not a fan of scope covers. I think they just get in the way more than anything. I know people prefer them, get dust out. I think if anything, I respect having it, or like recognize having the front ones, because that's what can get dirt, especially if you don't have a sunshade. The rear is easy to wipe, right? You can wipe the rears and blow the water off with the blower, but I'm probably going to take them off. But anyway, that was like my only mishap, and it probably cost me a few seconds. Got caught there on the rung there, but it's also because I'm running this rail attached bag, so that makes my gun sit taller, so I can barely fit my gun underneath these rungs. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's just get your gun. My gun's perfectly balanced, so I can just throw it there, let it settle, kind of manipulate it with my left hand on the bag to kind of press it around, and just let it sit, and I'll just barely pull the trigger, and then move on. So not much else to say here, other than the fact that I think they're going to have to release errata or something on this course of fire to describe what to do if you can't reach this rung here. So if the leftmost rung, if you start here, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe cross back up. That's what I think we'll do. That's what we'll probably enforce at this range facility. And we are shooting an uphill angle though. So For me, I am shorter stature. I can shoot relatively comfortably. If it were ground level, I probably would have more problems here. I also thought about figuring out just how to adjust this so that we can like move it down more for people, so it's less of a steep angle here. But I would have to like take apart that top section, which, you know, wasn't really designed for that. Or I can just cut that 2x4 in the middle and come up with some kind of bracket to interface between, so we can switch to a smaller 2x4 at the bottom segment. Anyway, that's it for this stage. Let's move on to the next one. The next stage of fire we're running through is called Let's Get 2025 Rolling. 12-round stage. We have 3 individual targets at 75 yards. We have 2 2-inch targets on individual double hangers at 75 yards, spread apart, about 4 feet apart, and then 1.5 inch on a single hanger in the center of those 2 targets at 75. So 2 inches at 75 and a 1.5 inch at 75 in the middle of those 2. It's a barrel or 55-gallon drum stage. You're gonna start standing, rifle to high ready, all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, build a position on the designated prop and engage your targets with 2 shots each in the following order and manner. Left side of the barrel at target 3. So sorry, it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, left to right. That's the target numbering. Left side of the barrel, target 3. Right side of the barrel, target 1. Center of the barrel, target 2. Left side of the barrel, target 3. Right side of the barrel, target 1. Center of the barrel, target 2. So 2 shots. So just think of it this way. You're going to shoot left, far right, right, far left, center, center, left, far right, right, far left, center, center. That's how you got to remember it. It's pretty straightforward. And it says secure the 55-gallon barrel so it doesn't roll. I'll just leave it like this for now, just for me, during this run through. In all honesty, I prefer it where it does. You don't secure it because you can kind of manipulate the barrel for elevation. Yeah. And just an FYI, those targets are supposed to be 2 feet apart, each stand. They're roughly 2 feet apart. And then it says, I got a brand new 55-gallon barrel. The range staff just gave it to me because I requested it, and he came by and gave me a new drum, which is what I needed, one that doesn't have the top cut off. But there's like these little kind of molding marks here, which will help identify what's left, right, and center. So glad we got a new drum. Helps out on this stage. But let's go ahead and try this one out. Ooh, kind of squishy.
Wow, that's moving quite a bit.
Left, right,
and center.
Oh, I missed one. What? Okay.
Okay. Don't know why I missed that one. It's odd. How did I miss that one? Left, right, center.
Okay, it is a smaller target.
Okay, let's hold the grip a little bit here. Okay. Let it settle. Let it settle.
Weird. Missed one. Plenty of time. So this stage is pretty straightforward. Again, you just shoot left of the barrel, far right, right of the barrel, far left, center, center, then repeat. So it's 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots. I missed a round in the center for some odd reason. Don't know why. So I did secure the barrel. I decided to move the barrel into the dirt forward the firing line at our facility. I put a cinder block forward So I'll probably run cinder blocks or something to keep that thing from moving forward. And then the concrete pad keeps it from moving backwards. So this should be good enough for securing the barrel. It is a little bit tippy because the ground isn't 100% flat because it is dirt. But that being said, I only ran one bag, just the rail attached mini or pint side game changer. My gun again is balanced, is a heavy fill, and all I do is, I don't know, you can't see my left hand, but all I'm doing is just moving the bag around to get angle. And once it gets to an angle I like, I just hold the bag in place and I just let the gun sit. So once I find a, sorry, let me move my magazine there. Once I find a spot I like, I just let it sit and get a decent position on the gun and then pull the trigger. I am a little wobbly. You could use a bag if you wanted to, because there's a little bit of pulse bounce with my body in my bag and my front hand muscling the gun. It is muscling the gun in position a little bit, but it's still relatively stable. And I'm getting clean shots off. Granted, I did miss one round from the center. Don't know why, but this is stable for me. I know some people are probably going to want to run a mega bag and just have the mega bag here, and that's fine. I think the mega bag might actually be a good idea. However, I feel like I can move faster without that second bag, so that's why I decided to go just the single bag. That was just my opinion on the matter for myself. I did finish with like, I think 18, 19 seconds left on the clock. So I wasn't moving too fast, but I wasn't moving slow either. So again, this stage is pretty straightforward. As far as the mag change for us Californians or anybody who's subject to 10 round mag capacity restrictions, I went ahead and just did one cycle, 1, 2, 3, and then reloaded, then 1, 2, 3. Figured that was a good time, a good cadence for me to do the reload. But again, as I mentioned earlier, pick a spot, stick with it for your mag change if you have to do a mag change. Anyway, let's move on to the next and final stage in this course of fire. The last stage of fire we're running through is called Don't Get Blocked. It's a 12-round stage. We have a single set of targets. It's a 1.5 and a 2-inch on double hanger at 71 yards. We have this weird looking setup of cinder blocks. So we have 3 cinder blocks stacked in this manner. There's a restriction here. You can use a bipod, but it must remain on the cinder block. But I'll get into that in a little bit here about how I interpret this. You're going to start standing, rifle at the high ready, all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, you'll engage the targets in the following order and manner. Center cinder block, large 1, small 2. Right blocks apex, so that I guess the top of the cinder block corner. Small 1, large 2. And then left block apex, large 1, small 2. Then back to the center of the block, small 1, large 2. So this has a few things going on with it. Well, number one, you got this memorization because you're going to go center, right apex, left apex, center. But you're also alternating the size and the target you're going to engage first. But just remember, you're always going to shoot one shot on one target and then 2 shots on the other one. But you're going to alternate. You're going to start large, then start small, start large, and start small. And go back to, large, small, large, small. So large once, small twice, then go here. You're going to start small once, large twice. Then you're going to start large once, small twice, then start small once, large twice. It's kind of a memorization there, but you can figure that out. So as far as the bipod is concerned, people are going to try to use the bipod on the cinder block. I don't think that's a wise idea, but you can go ahead and do that. However, the way I'm going to interpret it is this. If you're going to shoot off this apex here, the bipod must be only on this cinder block. It can't be on the center cinder block if you're on the right cinder block. If you're going to shoot left cinder block, that bipod can only make contact with the left cinder block. If it touches the center while you're supposed to be shooting here, that's a DQ for the stage. So I personally will not be shooting a bipod because I don't think it's going to make sense in this manner. Maybe you can run a Harris. Maybe you run a Harris or something with a very small footprint. You can do that. I probably wouldn't run it with a SkyPod, but I would just bag it. In all honesty, and then I would run a second bag because you can run a second bag for your rear support. But let's go ahead and dive into this final stage and see how it goes.
Probably should use a smaller bag, whatever. Right apex, small. Left apex. Do I have enough rounds? Oh, I don't think I have enough rounds in that bag. Large. Gotta wait for that to settle. To my elevation, my dope is higher than it needs to be. Gotta hold under. It was just small. Oh, top. Start small. Large. Hey. Finish with only 5 seconds left. 10 seconds maybe.
I finished with very little time left, like maybe 10 seconds. I wasn't moving ultra fast, but again, I wasn't moving very slow either. I was just kind of on a casual pace. And so I did forget to do a mag change. I was gonna do it right here after the first engagement, but I ended up going here and going to the left apex after that and thinking, oh, I used a short loaded mag. I only had like 6 or 7 rounds in that, 6 or 7 rounds. And so I went ahead and did mag change there. So I mixed that up. But other than that, I think this bag, I only brought my mega bag with me. It was really tall. So basically it's just a glorified like body pillow at this point. I'm not usually using it for rear support under the gun more than my body to get my elbow off the, somewhere for my elbow to rest. And then just kind of manipulating my hand underneath that to get stable position. I believe I made all my hits. I was shooting higher a little bit. I had to come down on my dope. I think my gun sped up a little bit now. It's like maybe 10 feet per second faster with a dirty barrel. Because it was clean this morning, like 100% clean. That being said, single bag, just a pint size game changer heavy on the rail, attached to the rail. I didn't use a bipod on the gun. And it's just memorizing, okay, it's always 1, then 2, 1, then 2. But you just got to remember, okay, I shot large first, now I shoot small. Then I'm going to shoot small, then large. Then I'm going to shoot large and small, then small, then large. That's kind of the memorization you have to keep track of. As far as what you want to shoot here, I do not recommend bipod, to be honest. You're just going to need some kind of small bag, something soft to rest your gun on, just a flat bag, if anything, and then just some rear support. I think this mega bag might be better for ground level. However, I think a pump pillow, something smaller, like half the size of this mega bag, which would be a better option. But I made this work. That's all I brought with me today other than game changers. Anyway, that's it for the Course of Fire. Let's go ahead and clean up, and then we'll wind down the range vlog. All done with the run through of the January 2025 Course of Fire. I think this is a pretty straightforward Course of Fire for novices to cut their teeth with. If you've never been to a match, this should be fine. I feel like there's only one stage that where you'll probably drop rounds for sure, or like probably drop rounds, will be the KYL stage, that first stage. A 1/4-inch KYL at 60 yards is not a joke, right? I mean, it's not hard, but it's not easy either. And so little minute things, 1/10 of a mil could take you off that and you'll miss, right? So I did drop, I think 1 or 2. Did I drop 2? I don't remember. For sure I missed 1 KYL, 1/4-inch KYL. So there's things you got to be aware of on that stage, but everything else you can finish with time to spare. I just feel like you have to run those stages smooth and by the numbers. There's no real reason to rush, but you don't want to go slow either. So I think most of these stages, as long as you keep a smooth pace, a smooth cadence, you'll finish with time to spare. Just mentally go in knowing what you're going to do and stick to your plan. And if you have to deviate for some reason, just know what you're going to deviate to and you'll be fine. But I think the rest of this, I think overall the stages in this Course of Fire are relatively straightforward. It's a minor memorization, but not something you can't remember for that couple minutes, right? It's just something you just drill in your head real quick and then go do it and you're fine. So I like this Course of Fire, to be honest, and there wasn't much to set up as far as props. I hate cinder blocks because they're deceptively heavier than you think they are, but I didn't have to bust out the tank trap or the rooftop, thankfully. And so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. There are a lot of targets, though. Quite a few targets to set up. That being said, I think our next match, January, I'm not entirely sure. On my phone, do I have my phone? Yeah, my phone on me. So it's January. It's the weekend after SHOT Show. So that should be January 25, I want to say. I'm wrong. Yeah, it's January 26th. January 26th, we are January match here at the West End Gun Club. So if you're in the area, definitely come on out. This is a good match, or at least this is a good Course of Fire that you can get into as a beginner, I think. And you'll learn some stuff. And then if you want to borrow our club rifle, we do have a TK2-1X that we have as a loaner rifle for people who want to try NRL22 but don't have a gun suitable for this. So we have that loaner rifle. Anyway, hopefully you all had a Merry Christmas. And if I don't come out to the range before the end of the year, which I may not because I've got other non-shooting projects to get done, have a Happy New Year. And then be safe, and we'll see you in the new year. That's it for today. December 26th here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog. Take care.